Okay, today we're sitting on a very nice comfortable chair out in Louisville, and I'm here with a professional home stager. And I'm very excited about this interview. In the resource, as you know, we talk about the various steps of being a FSBO salesperson, and the first two are valuing your home and preparing your home, which are almost inseparable in my eyes. And part of that is getting your home to look right so that when people walk in your home, they get a sense of warmth and comfort, and like that's the place they'd like to have as their home. So today I'd like to introduce you to Helly Duncan of Design Matters in Louisville, Colorado. Welcome.
Hi.
Actually, she's welcoming me because I'm sitting in her comfortable chairs, which I know is a big part of staging, is having sometimes some real nice comfortable furniture for people to sit on. But why don't you tell us about yourself and your background, and I'll let you take the floor.
Okay, thanks so much. So my name is Helly Duncan. I'm an accredited staging professional. I've been in, the interior design business for 12 years, and I love what I do. I had model homes as part of my repertoire though, and as soon as staging came across, I heard about it, I thought, gosh, I really like model homes. I'd love to incorporate that into my work. So I went and got accredited, even though I had a pretty solid background in working for a firm that did model homes.
Okay.
But I just wanted to get that extra push and knowledge on how to run a staging business and any other information that I might have missed in the model homes, because they're not exactly the same thing.
Okay.
So I did that two or 3 years ago, three.
Okay.
Time flies, and we've grown. I have a staging coordinator now, and I just hired another full-time. Well, she's a consultant, but stager, and then I do the staging. So there are a number of us that can handle any kind of work for small, large, owner-occupied to vacant stages. So we have a full range of services within the staging.
Great. Let me ask you two questions that come to mind. First of all, what does it mean to get accredited?
Accredited. So that's a great question, because right now there are so many, staging is still pretty new, and there are so many different accreditations, and we're not licensed like architects and whatnot, but I think it can be confusing to people. But basically what I did is I went through a 2-day course, which sort of gave us information on how to run a staging business, but also how to apply principles of staging. What you should do, what are the top things to do, those kinds of things. We also went out into the field and did we went to a home that someone had found, a home of someone that wanted to be guinea pigs, if you will. And we went there as a big, massive class, and we just took over their house.
Trampled the place.
Pretty much, yeah, but I think it was probably free, so it's just fine. So we did that, and that was fun, and so we got to do a hands-on kind of activity and have the instructors there critiquing and kind of helping us, and so that was great, and it was eye-opening, and it was like one of the first things I put in my portfolio, so that was nice too, in terms of my staging portfolio.
Sure.
Yeah, so basically, 2 days of just intense kind of tips, tricks, and guidance on what to think about, and pricing, and those kinds of things.
I can see how the interior design and the model home and that all these fields, they relate, because obviously it's about the appearance and catching the eye and that type of thing, but I can see that you need some special training to do, residential homes. It's a little bit of a different beast, if you will.
It is, and the lines have become more fuzzy in the past few years. In terms of, I know stagers don't call themselves interior designers, and some stagers and some interior designers have actually crossed over and said, I'm done with interior design. I don't want to deal with all the it can be really technical, and and dealing with all the ins and outs and the daily issues and problems that happen and whatnot, whereas staging is much more simplified, but it still allows you to do the pillow plumping and the fun part of interior design. So I think
Excellent.
That's where some of those designers say, I'm going to go stage. And then a lot of the stagers are doing redesign, so going into people's homes, especially in today's economy, it's great. Go into someone's house, use what they've got, and give them a whole new look. I go into people's houses, they've been there 10 years, and I go in to stage it, and I walk out and I go, Wow. I didn't even think about that. And now the space looks completely different, and this room's been a problem for me for 10 years, and you solved it. And I wish that you should have called me 10 years ago, but...
So staging isn't necessarily just for selling. You could do it to make somebody have a more comfortable space to live in.
Yeah, they call it stage to live.
Stage to live.
Yeah.
There you go. There's a term we haven't heard in our resource, so we got a new one. And I'm going to ask my second question now. If I got it correct, you started as a sole operation just a few years ago, and now you're up to 4 or 5 people, I think she said, including her husband. You know, my wife works with me too, so I know how that goes.
The family business.
And I think I saw that you were in the Boulder County Business Report as one of the top companies. Tell us about that.
So last year, I think it was 2 years ago, my mom started working for me a few years ago, just sort of part-time. You know, she's there, come help, you know. She started working for me like maybe 3 years ago, and then we brought on another interior designer. She helped with some of the staging 2 years ago, and within those past 2 years, then we grew 700%.
Wow.
From 1 year to the next. So
in a somewhat of a down real estate market.
Yeah, so from 2007, when we brought Kristen on, which is one of our main interior designers who helped with the staging, from 2007 to 2008, last year we were the third fastest growing company according to the Boulder County Business Report. So that was with a 700% growth.
Excellent.
So needless to say, I couldn't do everything myself, and my husband does the marketing. He does a great job. That's something I'm not interested in. I want to do what I started to do, which is the staging, hands-on. You know, the marketing's interesting, but I don't want to deal with that. So he's done a great job. I give him a lot of kudos for that, and helping us grow and keeping us visible and letting people know we're there, because a lot of people, and this is why this is great, people don't know who to call or where they are necessarily and what we're all about, and so it's great. And so we got that, and it was really cool. Just
a little aside here, and not to date myself, but about 20 years ago, maybe it was longer than that, I used to compile the Boulder County Business Report top report. I was a financial analyst. I've been in mortgages and finance for 24 years now, and that was one of my first tasks. So I know all about how they come up with the companies, and they truly are some great companies. So you should be very proud to be ranked number 3 for that.
Thank you. It was really cool. It was a surprise at the presentation, but it was really cool, and it was cool to hear the stories of the other companies.